Well, welcome back, y'all. Today, me and little man are going to be splitting up a little bit of wood here. We had a tree fall across the road bed here, and actually, the top broke out of it, and then we had to cut the bottom piece out. But some of it doesn't need splitting. Other of it is big enough to split. Well, let me show you. Yeah, that one's big enough. Let me show you what we're using. I got my new 30-ton Oregon wood splitter here, 6.5 horsepower Kohler on it. Bought this at Tractor Supply a couple months ago, and so far I've only used it once, but I really liked it then. And my favorite part about it is this right here, being able to set your wood up here, and when you split it in half, the first half, lay the big chunk over here, go ahead and work on this half, get it split, throw it out of the way. This one's already laying here for you, ready to go.
And Papa's didn't have that.
Yeah. So if y'all will go back to like the very first video I made was me and little man here splitting wood. And that's been 2-3 years ago now. And you'll see the old wood splitter that we used to use, still got it. But
it didn't have this.
It was a backbreaker. Thing was low to the ground, and it just killed my back running that thing. Never found a piece of wood that thing wouldn't split. Now, it was a beast, but it killed my back to use it. So this one, obviously I can stand this arm up and split it with it all down here on the ground, but I found that I like having it right there, and I just set the wood up there, and I'm able to stand up and keep my back straight while I'm splitting. And I found that to be amazing. Me and my helper, you probably can't see, right up there is under that blue tarp is a ton of wood that we cut up. We cut and busted within a matter of like 3 hours. With that old wood splitter we used to use, gosh, y'all, it would have took us all day, and we would have felt like we had been run over by a train. When we got done with that, we were ready to cut more. I mean, or ready to bust more. It was unreal the difference this thing made. So anyways, we're just gonna bring you along today and let you see us using it. So far, I really like this here splitter. We were able to catch it on sale and bought it, I think it was a couple $100 off. One thing I have noticed is you really need to keep this right here cleaned out. Now, I guess that's what those holes are for, but that track, you know, if you've got a lot of stuff with some loose bark on it, that track will plug up. And there's one other thing, or two other things that so far I hadn't really liked about it. So like most kids, Jacob likes to run the handle. So he sits right here and runs the handle. Well, there's a ton of heat that comes off of these lines right here.
And sometimes when I do this, I put my arm on that.
Right, and if he don't have a thick coat or something on, the last time he was helping me, he didn't have a coat on, and he laid his hand on that, and it burned him. So that's something to be aware of. Now, you know, a normal operator standing over here like you probably should be doing, you know, safety-wise and whatever, but, you know, you like to bring your kids out and let them help you. So with him standing there, he has to really pay attention to that because that gets hot. The normal operator over here working that lever from that side, it's no problem.
I can't do it like this, though. I got to do it like this because I'm right-handed.
Right. And the other thing is I've noticed bark will like to tend to fall off, and it falls right down in there. Hadn't caused a problem yet or nothing, but, you know, it's just something I've been paying attention to, trying to keep that cleaned out. But other than that, shoot, man, this thing's been good. So we're going to get started here. It shouldn't take us too long to get this split, and we'll set you up and let you watch. Here we are.
Can you see me good?
Yep. So y'all, this will be the first time this has been fired up since the last time we used it, which has been
back in November, right?
probably back in November. It's now January, so it's been almost, it was
2
right
years.
after we bought it, so it's been almost 2 months. And
I said 2 years.
yeah, not no 2 years.
Yeah, we haven't even had this for a year. It's already been.
Uh-oh.
What?
There she went. Have you got pressure on that handle? gonna crank?
I don't know what's gonna happen right when we're doing the video. It's like that guy trying to crank up his generator, right?
It's getting ready to go.
It's like that guy cranking up his generator.
So y'all,
I guess we're gonna have to use Papa's.
no, we ain't neither. This one will crank. This is sort of surprising to me. The last time I used it, it cranked fine.
Does it have battery? Does it have? Daddy?
Huh?
Does it have battery? Finally got it cranked!
So I'm not sure what was going on with that. We did have to pull it up the road a little ways. Maybe it, I don't know, maybe riding it on the road and shaking it around kind of messed it up, but it finally fired up when I put it up full throttle. So, I don't know, that's the first time for me right there. But anyway, it sounds like it's running good now, so we'll let it warm up for a second and we'll get started splitting on this. Hope you enjoyed it. Sure it wasn't nothing too exciting, but just kind of wanted to show you this here wood splitter. This thing works great, other than it starting a while ago, but you can see right here how all that bark wads up under that cylinder. So you got to kind of make sure to keep all that cleaned out. That's no big deal, but it does tend to fall down in there, which we didn't have none this time fall down in there. But I got no complaints with it. No big time complaints with it that wouldn't keep me from buying it again. I'm sure that engine, I've run into this a lot with small engines. Sometimes they just crank so good you don't even need to choke them, and so you tend to flood them. Or sometimes maybe you don't leave the choke on long enough when you're trying to start it. Because I'm around a lot of small engines, you know, doing lawn care type work.
And also my Fuller has a small engine.
Yeah, your foil has got a small engine. But, and sometimes it can be hard to crank when it's cold too, can't it?
It's cold today.
Yep. But, anyways, y'all, I can't say much about that because that's the first time I've had that problem cranking that engine. The very, very first time I started that engine, like right out of the box, as soon as I got it home that day, I did have a little bit of trouble. But we got it started. And then the second time we used it, no problem. So I'm not sure what happened this time. Like I said, maybe I had to choke on too long and sort of flooded it, because it did smoke quite a bit when it fired up, like it had been flooded. So, anyways, that was probably operator error. But you know, what?
Everything but that engine cranked up. It was perfect.
But
I'm
we got us
sitting on a piece of wood.
we got us a pretty good wood pile here. Nothing spectacular, but this is all maple, red maple, and makes decent firewood. It burns up a little quick, but it does make good firewood. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Y'all, if you got little kids, get them outside when it's cold. Summertime, you know, everybody's outside in the summertime. But remember, you still got to get outside in the wintertime too. Get some fresh air, and don't let them be sitting in there staring at a TV screen. Anyways, y'all, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.